Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon, Flight boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I want to talk about the purpose of vibrating and the concept of vibration and how you should correlate it in your realm of reality. Now, when we look at vibrations, it's important not to be, it's important to understand what exactly it is, because it's going to help you know when to vibrate high and when to vibrate low, and when to keep things at a subtle in between, so you can kind of ride a wave. Now, stand in between is riding a wave, but see, in that realm of reality, then it could be another form of riding a wave too long or jumping off a wave too early. So you have to understand vibrations to a totality to know when to get in and when to get out and actually manifest in your life, because for the most part you can't manifest in your life without some form of high vibrational energy. But then you can't hold on to nothing and can't keep nothing and sustain nothing without no form of low vibrational energy. So let's get into it. Now, you got the two worlds, the yin and the yang. So the yang correlates more with what you can consciously see, which is the physical body. You have the yin, more the astral realm, what you can't see, what others can't see, the inner world, which really is the inside out world. So everything you see on you is you burning from the inside out, you transforming. So every piece of you that's down, like boom, even your hair, everything is just different versions of some inside out. Even you come from the inside out. So when we look at vibrations, now in the physical, now you got the frequency vibration, that's the astral realm. Then you have the energy, the non-physical, the physical, that's the energy realm. Now the energy realm is going to gear more towards vibrating low. So if you more of a reality based person, or you're a person that's lost in the physical and you're unaware of it, or if you are a person that's, you know, you just real logical left brain and you're more into the yang portion of life, which is the external world, right? Then you're gonna gear more towards vibrating low, because we know physical things take shape and form. So these are things that's becoming dense, taking shape and form, and being stable. So it represents stability, pattern, you know what I'm saying, being still. So that's that. Now, as far as your spirit, now you're, as an individual spirit, as a soul, your spirit, this is going to gear more towards vibrating high, because it works as the universe. You know, the universe is constantly moving. So, you know, your spirit likes to vibrate high. So your spirit's like to be free, doesn't like to take a shape and form. That's the shapeless, formless, odorless realm, which is the frequency vibration. The energy is the shape form. So this is how you understand that one is not becoming the other. One created one to inhabit, to experience. And once that transpires or expires, it has to go utilize another one. But what's transpiring ain't the frequency vibration, shapeless, formless body, version of the spirit itself. What's transforming, expiring is just what it was using. And once it get over exhausted and used, you should have said this is how you learn how to separate. Now, when we talk about vibrating high, this is what your spirit like to do, is shapeless and formless. So, for an example, if you get too lost into the physical, you get too lost into stability, too lost into logic, too lost into being stable, too lost into getting fixated. Your spirit will subconsciously, in the subconscious realm, which is the right brain, the yin realm, your spirit will create and manifest a circumstance or a situation that is high vibrational. And this is to show your physical body in the energy realm, this is to show you as an example or a point of reference that you are being too fixated on something, you're being too stable on something, and it's time to switch up. And if you don't listen to the spirit, then the situation that it's going to create for you is going to be more catastrophic. The more you don't listen, the more catastrophic and the more high vibrational that experience is going to be, and to the point that you get forced to transform and move if you get too lost in the physical. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's not always good to vibrate low, because and then if you don't have no reason or nothing to vibrate low about, then you're singling yourself out from even being relative or relating to any type of aspect or realm of reality where you can actually create a shape and form. So it's like, so you have to make sure you understand what's going on, so you don't get lost into the physical to the point that you're vibrating so low you're not manifesting anything in your life, and your life is not changing or taking shape and form and how you imagine it. And your imagination is tied to the shapeless and formless realm, which is the yin realm, which is your spirit realm, and that likes to move. So if you're not constantly expressing your ideas and imagination and utilizing your body because you're indoctrinated in some kind of way, then this is where situations going to come from outside influences, outside people, places, and things, and situations and circumstances, in order to come into your life and cause some type of event to make your ass get up and change and move this fucking vehicle. You see what I'm saying? Now on the flip side, this is why it's important not to just get too lost into the spirit, because you're still in reality, you're still in a light energy body. So when vibrating too high all the time, you never hold on to anything. So you may be a person who go through a lot of relationships, go through a lot of experiences, obtain a lot but lose a lot. You know, can't get a hold of anything. You here and there. There's no fixation in your life. So that's vibrating too high all the time, right? So you may be very inspirational, but at the same time, you're not making nothing out of these things. You could say people who done a lot in this world but didn't gain a lot from it, or from physical terms. So these people are seen as very inspirational, but then on the flip side, people who are too lost in the physical, these people will be seen as stupid or dumb. It's like, oh, this person did all that, but they didn't even receive no residuals or anything. And then if you ask that person that then passed on, that person probably didn't care about none of those physical shits. So they was getting spiritually rich. So when you're spiritually rich, you become a source. You can control emotional arousement and get attention paid to you from others and other aspects in people's minds, and start trying to figure things out about why you're doing what you're doing, since you're not doing it from a shape, pattern form, or a form that's constantly in routine and pattern. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, riding the wave is stand center. Now, stand center, you have to be very fast, quick-witted. You have to be on your task. You have to be on point. Now, what I mean by that is because riding the wave, stand center, is really an illusion. It's just the better you know and the quicker you know how to shift from high and low vibrational states, or the better you know how to apply it when you're supposed to be low vibrational and when you're supposed to be high vibrational. The better you know how to apply it, it's going to appear that you're riding a wave, that you're saying center stage. But really, look at it like one of those flatline things. It's not going slow. Look at it like it's just going real fast. And the faster it goes, it just look like it's in there. But whatever level of reality is on, because you could be doing this for an example, there's a bunch of low vibrational states you can be in that you could vibrate high or low. There's a bunch of high vibrational states you could be in that you could vibrate high or low. And this is where we get into the concept of there's a frequency, vibration, and energy within the frequency realm, the vibration realm, and the energy realm. So when you look at the energy realm, right, the energy realm itself is vibrating slow. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like a polar scale. You go to the frequency and this side is the energy realm, and the vibration is in the middle. It's the experience. That is the wave, the rainbow waters. You know what I'm saying? The experience, the time, the movement, the emotions, the vibration, what's in the middle. But then you got the frequency, boom, the teeter-totter, then you got the energy realm, boom. Now the energy, the whole energy, non-physical to physical portion, gas, sound, light, all that is vibrating low. And you know why? Because all that take time, more experience to take shape and form. It take more time. You know what I'm saying? It takes time for something to come to form and shape. So anything that's vibrating low, something going slow. You know what I'm saying? Now the frequency is the speeded up process. Now this will be the speed up end. You know what I'm saying? All these juices is going through the experience, which is the soul. But you know, the spirit, now that end, this is vibrating high. You know that because it's your spirit constantly changing. You're constantly going through ideas and different concepts that you sometimes you can't even fixate yourself on one idea because you're thinking too much. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know in the frequency world, as far as your spirit, there's a frequency, vibration, and the energy. You could be letting your thoughts go off and that's vibrating high in the frequency realm, or you can be a person who think carefully about each thought, right? You're a person who's vibrating low in the frequency realm. So you could be a person who got an earth moon or air, like an earth moon or water moon or something like that, which water can erupt. But for the most part, you'll be a person who think carefully, who likes to think practical, who likes to think logical, who likes to make sense out of things. Thinks carefully. This is a person who's, you see what I'm saying, who's spiritually vibrating low. Now, in the frequency realm, vibrating low. So you see how you can vibrate high and low? It's the frequency, vibration, energy, and the frequency and the energy realm. Now here, right, you could take a lot of actions here. You see what I just did? I just took a lot of actions just as fast as I was capable to do. So yeah, I'm vibrating high. I'm running, jogging, got a lot of energy. Or I could be vibrating low, sitting still, not creating a lot of actions and things of that nature. That's the frequency, vibration, energy in the energy realm, just by itself, you know? So, you know, riding the wave is how you can bounce in between. So like I was saying, in the energy realm, if you lost in the physical and things of that nature, you could be vibrating low. Now you could be in certain circumstances and situations where it's important for you to vibrate low, because causing too much static can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? Causing too much transformation, adding too much ingredients could get you killed. Then there's times that you're supposed to vibrate high, because if you're in a situation where you're not vibrating high enough and you're around everybody else vibrating super low, then that could be making you stuck, keeping you on a run, you not being able to explore what you need to explore. People acting as cages for you, holding you back in some type of way, shape, or form. Or that can even kill you, because you could be hanging around, like for an example, that's the spirit realm. But in the energy realm, it could be playing out as you around a group of people who doing a bunch of crazy shit every day, right? So they're doing a bunch of low vibrational shit, but in the physical realm, but spiritually, they're vibrating high. So you get this important ass nigga in the neighborhood or something like that, oh, because he doing a bunch of crazy shit. So everybody got this feeling about him or her because they doing a bunch of things and things of that nature, either if it's negative or positive. So that's the spirit nature. So they're vibrating spiritually high. They got a lot of attraction and getting paid attention to. But in the energy realm, they vibrating low based upon the shit that they're doing. If the shit that they're doing, they're trying to get a bunch of shit that correlates to shapes and forms, and this is why. And the bunch of shit that they're doing and putting energy to is shape and form type shit, actions that people can see and actually point to, that shows as a representation to start sparking emotions and feelings and shit. That's energetic shit, right? So you're vibrating, you're doing a bunch of vibrating low shit, but vibrating high in the spirit realm. So you have to learn. This is how you start to separate it. When you say that the teeter-totter, you could be unbalanced. This is how you become unbalanced as a soul, as an individual soul. And you become unbalanced when you get too lost. Sometimes you get too lost spiritually. Sometimes you get too lost energetically, physically. You know, to the point that your soul is just experiencing this shit. You know, your soul is going to keep all the records. Your soul ain't looking at right or wrong. Your soul is just floating in the astral realm and trying to perceive things and create new bodies to perceive new realms of realities to obtain information. That's all your soul is doing. Taking on bodies in the energy realm to move in, for it can have movement, so that dead body can have movement, emotion, motion, movement, time, and experience, right? And then sometimes it teeter-totter through the spirit, so it can have ideas and have a sense of direction and where to go, and high and low thoughts and ideas about concepts and frequencies and shit like that. And you know, your soul is just there putting it all together. You know what I'm saying? That shapeless, formless astral realm. Which is the dark, which I want to call dark matter or space. It's just all the colors that y'all can't perceive as a perception of it, one of them. But you know, that's just getting into whole concept of vibrate. So when you're in a situation, right, now say you want to create something. Now this is the whole purpose. This is the whole purpose of vibration with your shapeless and formless realm. Now say you're supposed to follow your dreams. So say you want to create something, right? So you got this imagination you want to create. So you know now that's the spirit realm. You there first always. I don't know why people keep trying to make that this realm. No, they're two separate realms. You're always in the spirit first. It ain't till you get lost into the physical to the point that this becomes that, and you actually create that imagination, where that imagination is never truth. You just get lost into myth and mystery and things of that nature to the point that that's your only forms and means of finding yourself spiritually again. And if you're a person who's lost and then you get to even detach from that, then you're gonna lose your spirit. Then, oh man, I don't want to even get into that. So let's get into what we're actually talking about. Now this is the purpose of vibration. Say you got a creation in your mind or imagination. So now you know what you need to do. Now as far as the frequency, vibration, energy, as far as your frequency, vibration realms, those versions, right? If you're vibrating high, as far as spiritually, you're going to be receiving high ideas from high other spirits and bouncing off ideas with them and with your thoughts and shit like that. Or if you're vibrating low in the spirit realm, then you're going to get a bunch of negative ideas, or which I would call negative, but a bunch of low ideas and things that's correlated more to lower natures, and natures that's the lower nature is the lower world that you control, which is the body world, your physical world. Don't just think about in the physical world your lower nature being your below your waist and below. Think about it also your natures as you got your spiritual body, then in between you that controls the soul body, then that controls the then both of those control the physical body. But both of these is like one. Your spirit's your spirit being an individual soul is one, but that's your ability to bounce, jump rope, and vibrate and be a source, and that could be represented through whatever physical form you're in, which is the energy portion. Right? So look at it like a hierarchy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's your triangle. You know what I'm saying? You got the roof the same way your mind rules your triangle down here. It's like you got a triangle spirit, like, you know, and your soul's in the, but, you know, for the most part, now when you get into now, when you have an imagination, you have a creation or something like that, boom, you birthed it from the spirit. Same way you was birthed out the spirit first, right? Now, you put it in a void. You put it in you individualize that idea. So you let that idea, that seed become water. That spirit itself that you just birthed yourself become a soul now. It gets to vibrate now in the shapeless, formless, and now is able to take a shape and form. But however big a source that this shapeless and formless is going to become is the information you keep adding to it. You see what I'm saying? So and the fluids and shit. So now that you on that portion, right, now it can actually be seen. Now for the most part, now it's going to have to take time. So the amount of action, the amount of energy you put into it, aka energy, the energy realm. See, now this is how you take it from the frequency vibration realm and apply it to the energy realm, which you have to utilize the tools that of all the things that was created in the energy realm, as far as gas, bacteria, light, sound, you know what I'm saying, all these things. And you have to have the three forms of frequency, vibration, energy in this realm also, so you could learn how to correlate. So this is vibrating high and vibrating low. So now that you take your imagination, now you have to utilize tools to create the body in the portal to experience it in the energy, in the physical, the shapes and forms of it. So now you have to utilize the physical shapes and forms in order to bounce it off with your frequency. Now so whatever you want to imagine based upon the outside, because you're always in a world that preceded you, because that world will be bigger than you, so that means it was here longer. So when you go into this world, there's going to be things that these things is going to play out like situations and obstacles to represent how much time or effort or energy, light or gas or bacteria or element that you have to put into that situation in order to see that portal open, so you can experience it in the way that you was trying to shape it and form it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to take shape and form in the way, exactly the way you want it, because you're bouncing off with something that preceded you. So it's up to you, you know what I'm saying, how much energy you put into it to make it take as close as the shape and form that you imagined it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're bouncing off of a higher dream that preceded you, that's already here, that already took shape and form, and already is a body that's controlled by higher entities. So you're just a small entity trying to experience with your own little shit. So, you know, now as far as this body is in the physical realm. Now whatever you're trying to get, these representations is going to be references to tell you, to show you, okay, right now it's time to vibrate high. So when you vibrate high, you end up transforming shit in the energy realm. So it can play out as a person, place, or thing, circumstance, or situation, right? Then it's going to be certain other elements you run into at a period, which is in your life, you just look at it as days and times and different experiences, but let's just call it period right now. There's going to be another period that's going to come across to you that sense the energy of what you're trying to create. So once it start to bounce off that, those representations of what you bouncing off is going to be showing you if you need to vibrate low. So if it's a bunch of chaotic things going on right there, that's when it's to vibrate low. Then once you start seeing the manifestations of the portal of things starting to take shape and form of what you want to see take shape and form based upon from your shapeless and formless realm, which you was trying to create, right? Then, right, you did enough transformations, you did enough vibrating high in order to bring that shit in this realm, so other spirits and shit could start taking elements and gas and particles to make it start taking shape and form. Then once you start seeing the shape and form that you like, right, then vibrate low on it. Start to soak in on it, hinder it, stable it, fixate yourself on it. Just for an example, say you want to create a business, so you're doing a bunch of crazy shit out here to hurry up and get the business to even be paid attention to, or become a source, or to even be imagined in the energy realm. Boom, that's the vibrating high and bringing it from the spirit realm. Then once you see it, start seeing it take form, aka you start seeing people wanting to be a part of it. You start seeing you being able to make money in this way from it. Boom. Then hone in on that. Boom. Start doing that and make a pattern of that. Start making a rotation. Cling on these people. You need these people. Boom, boom, boom. Start to hinder in on that. Boom, boom, boom. That's vibrating low from an esoteric realm. But in the physical realm, now you're honing in on it. Now you're vibrating low on this stuff. You're being stable. You're creating stability for your life. You know what I'm saying? You're creating comfortability, pattern, routine, you know what I'm saying, stability, something to be stable, and out of what you just created from chaos. See what I'm saying? So that's the whole purpose of vibrating high or low. We're not supposed to get too religious or too indoctrinated to the point that we take our own imagination and start to reconsider it based upon outside influences. Once we start to do that, it's because we're indoctrinated in some type of way, or we're in some type of religious text in some type of way. So you may not ever experience your dreams because your whole experience, you wasted your whole time and experiencing on trying to figure out if you should experience this dream or not, based upon the people, places, and things that you are around. When you're supposed to say, fuck that, I'm going to experience my dreams, and that's going to take the shape and form based upon people, places, and things anyway. So you're already doing what I'm talking about anyway. So why add like morality and shit? Well, like, why add? You see what I'm saying? You got the wrong concept of it. When we start to talk about things of being, once you get spiritually once you understand things spiritually, you will start to understand there is no such thing as you taking on a responsibility on knowing how much should be done or how much shouldn't be done, how much should be gave or how much shouldn't be gave, or what's a objective morality, which religious people like to say. Like there's some type of moral system out there that people are supposed to cling to. In order to, once you take that responsibility, you put your own self in a hell and cage. You need to understand, once you understand life and spiritually, you understand nothing can outdo anything. You know what I'm saying? So you only can do as much as you are allowed to do. You're not even going to be able to experience everything if you can't handle it. The universe know that. Higher beings know that. So whatever you think you're doing or not doing, or you're supposed to be doing or not doing, you lost yourself. You only gonna get what you deserve. So the moment you start jumping into doctrines and morals and shit like that, you're blocking off what you should receive. So 9 times out of 10, you may be the type of person who feel undeserving. You may feel like you don't deserve much. You may feel like you don't deserve a big house. You may feel like you don't deserve such and such. And in the moment you get it, you feel guilty. See, you got to get the fuck out of your indoctrinations or religions. You here to deserve everything that your creation is here to imagine. And whoever imagining any type of lower realm of realities, that's their ladders they need to climb. But hopefully they get there. And hopefully you could be an example for this person to get there, other than be a crutch for this person to get there. That's what you need to understand. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.